The Flèche and the passing step look similar, but they are not the same thing. I often get comments from people who mix these two steps up. So in this video I want to clear a few things and have a closer look at what they have in common and what them makes different. But first, let me look at the structure of both steps. The Flèche is really nothing more than a leaning passing step. And here's something people often get wrong. The Flèche isn't running. It's only one step. Just like the passing step, the lunge and the fencing step are only one step each. So if we want to compare the passing step and the Flèche, we have to look at one thing: where the power from that one step comes from. For the passing step, the power comes from the rotation of your hips. This rotation does two things. It swings your back leg forward and it also shoots your upper body forward in the turning motion. This creates a lot of power because now you don't only use your upper body for the cut, you also add the power of your hips and your legs. This is why the passing step gives you the most power in fencing. And in my opinion, this is also why many fencing masters use the step in almost every longsword technique. It creates a lot of power and at the same time it closes the distance to your opponent. But here's the problem. The power of the passing step does not go straight forward. A part of it also goes to the side. So when you want to move forward fast, for example, when you're already in range, the passing step isn't the fastest choice. For that, moving with a lunge or with the Flèche works better. For the Flèche, the power does not come from the hip, it comes from the legs. Because the Flèche moves straight forward, it gives up the hip rotation. Instead, you push yourself forward with the legs. And here, the moment when you want to do this is very important. Remember, the Flèche is actually really only one step. Right before you lose your balance, you push forward out of your knees and then you catch yourself with a few small recovery steps. This is also why the Flèche looks like running, but it isn't actually running because you're actually only catching the power again. But let me make a quick side note about power here because this is really important. It's very bad for your joints if you don't use recovery steps after big and fast movements. Power does not just disappear. It has to go somewhere. So if you always stop right after one step, one of two things actually happened. Either you did the step with very little energy and speed and therefore no real commitment, or all the power goes through your knees into the ground. And I think it's clear that over time, this will not end well for your knees and your joints, especially because many people never really learned how to land in a safe way. A good example from another sport is, for example, parkour. There, the athletes roll forward after a big jump to let the power flow out and not go straight up into your knees. The same is true for the passing step, but also for the Flèche. If you put a lot of energy into it, you will always need a few recovery steps to follow into your next action. So because the Flèche goes straight forward and don't have any momentum in the rotation, it loses some power. But the benefit of it, because it's straightforward, it's also faster, but a little bit weaker. And that brings me to my next point. When do we use which technique? And if you liked the video so far, please think about joining the channel memberships. This really helps me to keep making high quality content for you. But let's start with the passing step. I used it when I first have to deal with a danger or when I have to win the center. So I might not use it when my goal is to land my hit in the first intention. Instead, I use it to close the distance in the first intention, take control of the center, and then directly attack after that. But this always depends on your opponent too. For example, if my opponent shows me a danger, but he can't really use it, or he doesn't mean it, then I can simply ignore it. And in this case, I can answer directly with a Flèche. Let's get a little bit deeper into the Flèche. I use it when I don't have to win the center and I don't have to deal with a danger. I also use it when I expect my opponent to run out of distance when I attack. This usually happens when your opponent makes a preparation or when he takes his blade out of the center or out of danger. Therefore, an opening is created. And in this situation, with no danger, I need to be fast as possible and therefore using a Flèche. I hope this gives you a better look at these two techniques. And if you have any more questions about the passing step, the Flèche, or other kind of footwork, just leave me a comment.